Hi, everyone. This is Ginger Williams here tonight with our introduction broadcast to our Black Friday new releases and deals. And I get the pleasure tonight to introduce the Endless Birthday and Illumination kits. And we have a couple other fun broadcasts coming later. I hope you will stick around after mine for those as we talk about other products and what's happening with our Black Friday deals. Just as a little note, this is a pre-recorded video. However, we are live in the comments. A couple of us are going to be there helping answer your questions. So please do use the chat. Please do ask questions and we'll do our best to answer them. Let me take you over to my desk and let's get started. Okay, here we go. So here you can see I have been having an absolute blast going through and working with our new Endless Birthday Kit. Isn't that fun? Endless Birthday Kit, as well as our new Illumination. I think we called it the Endless Illumination, which is great because it is endlessly full of possibilities. However, you don't have to use it with just endless. But we have a fun new way to do some fun light up card techniques, and that's mainly what I'm going to be talking about tonight is how in the past light up cards have been intimidating, at least to me, to get right. I've attempted many times to do various kinds, but getting them to be easy was a goal that I had because I wanted to make sure that people would be successful and have fun, as well as keep the cost down of light up cards, because that can be prohibitive on many levels. So let me go ahead and share our easy solution that we have come up with here. Let me put aside some of these cards for now. Go ahead and move these out of the way. We'll be back to looking at some of those in a little bit. But I want to, well, let me leave my notes off the screen. Let me introduce you to our lights, first of all, okay? These are our very easy to use little card lights. And if you look at the side profile, you can see they are incredibly thin, battery and all. And that thinness allows us to be able to place them inside of any of our shaker foam because its profile is just slightly less than the foam. And that gives you so many possibilities. You can see that there's a little pull tab here. Hopefully that shows up on screen. But you're going to want to take that pull tab and remove it. You can see I'm carefully covering the battery too, because if you just take that and pull it out, guess what? One of your batteries is just going to go flying out. So to keep that from happening, let me go ahead and just pull that tab out. We'll kind of making sure the battery stays in place. But then you can see on the back, there's a very small little button here. And if I push it, it turns on our light. And it has 4 different cycles, the first of which is a flash like that, fast flash. The next push of the button gives you the slow flash. Next push is a steady light, and the next push is off. So that's how the batteries and lights work together. The batteries are included with your kit. And if you hopefully you can tell, they're very easy to operate. Once they're inside of a card, a simple push of the card will help you cycle through all of those settings. And so there's no wires, there's no copper tape, there's no really anything that you have to mess with besides just putting this in your card and then having a place to indicate where to push so that you get your lights. So much simpler, much easier than anything I've ever tried before. And I've tried a lot. I've done my own thing with wires and a battery holder and things that I bought online to create my own. I've bought various kits, and I have struggled in the past with getting all of that to line up the way I wanted, as well as also be cost effective. And speaking of cost, let me move one of these aside. You actually get 4 of these in a kit. And let me tell you about the kit in just a second. You can buy the lights separately. They come 4 in a pack, and they average about $1.50 per light that way. That's part of our Black Friday doorbuster deal. So I don't know if Wendy is going to raise the price on that after the sale or not. I'm not sure. But I'd stock up if I were you, because the price very well might go up. But this is what you get if you buy just the lights. But let me introduce you to the entire kit, because the kit includes a couple of nice items on top of the light. Okay, so let me put this here. Oh, I took a stamp out because I was prepping a card to show you in a minute. But here is a stamp set. And if you look at the stamp set, you can see that we gave you a couple of fun stamps to indicate lights. We've got just your regular light bulb. We've got your heart inside the light bulb, as well as a birthday candle and a Christmas light. We also have some small little words here, mostly press me or push push, press here, that kind of thing, to help you show your recipients that you've got something special inside of your card there that they need to check out. Also included in this kit are some dies that are just the right size to cover up your endless illumination lights. There's a couple of different fun edges. You've got your scallops and your little fun zigzags in a couple different sizes. And you've also got, perfect for layering, this plain circle here, which will layer with your various decorative edge circles. You've also got these fun little dies here, which are meant to go with the stamp set. They layer as well. You can see you've got some plain circles as well as some little tiny scalloped edged circles and a little bit of a fatter, not scallop, sorry, zigzag edge. Same thing here in a couple different sizes, just because you've got a couple different sizes of stamps here. You've also got some square options, a little bit more decorative shapes, oval, and you've got these fun little small banner pieces which go with the wider push me or press me stamps. So if you buy that this particular kit, you get the stamp set, all of the dies, and 4 of the lights. It's a great way to get started using these and to be able to have everything you need to make it really easy to go ahead and use these lights. So let me put this aside for a second and let's look at some cards up close. All right, so the other thing that I got to mix and match this particular Endless Illumination kit with is the Endless Birthday, which is a brand new kit. Let me bring it over, that we are releasing for Black Friday. And here is the basics of that kit, as well as, and this is my preferred way to store the Endless kits, in a little 4x6 plastic photo case. But in this kit, you get these 2 fun edge dies that work with all of the foam in all of our Endless kits. All of our Endless shaker card kits use the same foam. Here's what's left of one of the refills of that particular foam for any of our Endless kits. Let me show you what comes in that. You get several of these 2 different foam rectangle shapes, as well as the acetate already pre-cut to the right size to cover those up. Like I said, all of our Endless shakers use the same foam. You always get 2 sizes, one larger, one smaller. And this kit is kind of fun because you also get these fun little crepe paper dies. You get the, pardon me, you get them built in to this shape, but you also get, meant for helping you layer your colors, these 3 fun little crepe paper banner shapes, which are just a fun way to add some color changes to these little dies here. They also work great standalone. You also get a fun set of stamps. Let me bring up something behind them, make it easier to see. Here we go. Happy little bit late birthday. What a great way to be able to send a belated birthday card. Cue the confetti. And you can see mine have been well used. They've got a little bit of that color discoloration going on from being heavily used. Pardon me. Okay, hooray, it's your day. As well as time to party. And over here, make a wish. And in addition to the stamp set, you also get the matching dies, both an outline as well as the actual word die that matches all of the stamp sets here. So like this one is Happy Little Bit Late Birthday. And if you flip it over, you can see that it lines up with that particular saying. And I think this is its outline that goes with it. So you can see those dies are perfect for adding a little punch to up your visual effect. Let me move these out of the way and I'll show you what I mean. Here is one of my cards made with this set. We've got the yellow underneath as the outline and the white on top, as well as the stamp set to be able to complete the fun title. And we love Endless. It has the wonderful large die cuts and stamps. And you know, most of our stamp sets are designed to be used with something where the stamp set's not the focal point. most of the time you've got a big shaker of some sort. You know, we had our Christmas releases last week with, say, for example, the reindeer. You want that reindeer to take center stage, not your sentiment per se. So in this particular kit, though, it's the opposite. The sentiments are the star of the show here. And so you get a chance to have these fun shaker elements behind a really great, big, fun sentiment. Something we love. So here's a few more from this particular kit. And you can see with this one, I also mixed in one of our new banner foundation sets, which is really fun because you get, okay, let me show you real fast. I think Marianne has more information on them later, but let me give you just a little bit of a look here. So many fun banner shapes with dies that layer on top to give you additional ways to customize what you're up to. And here you can see I layered my triangles and my half circles to give it even more variety. I also used some balloons from Foundation 9. And here you can see how I cut out one of those little circles with the zigzag edge and stamped my little birthday candle on there. So now if I push that button, I get that fun illumination. And if I push it again, it'll cycle slower. And if I do it again, we get the full straight on effect. Same thing, now it's off. So this one is kind of a fun shape because it's also a full A2 border. So if you're using this particular die just on a regular card, not an endless card, just know it's full A2, so it makes a great kind of addition to almost like your foundation dies. Fun frame onto some of your cards, your other cards too, as well as endless. Another look at this one. Here is where the light is hidden here. You can see I've got that birthday candle yet again on that spot. And let's do a few more of these birthday ones. Here's another one. Happy a little bit late birthday. I really do love that sentiment because I definitely run late sometimes sending out a card. But I love that we still get to do it. And here is our light hidden in this portion of the card. And here's a fun one. You don't always just have to do a plain circle. There are lots of shapes in our various kits that give you a fun place to be able to stash that light. Here is our cupcake. And you can see with a little push me button right there, or push me banner, it's easy to be able to know where to turn that one on. So I do recommend that even though we have some various, layered dies to cover up your light, don't put too many layers on there. That's a very small button. And if you get too many layers going on there, it makes it hard to push the button and activate it, or at least you have to push it harder than I would like. So don't overdo your layers covering up your button there. And here's another one here. I love the colors of this one. By the way, if you're wondering about the papers, I'm using Surprise Party and Birthday Party. Or is it Birthday Bash? No, Birthday Party and Surprise Party papers here. And mixed and matched a little bit, but for the most part, this one is Surprise Party. And again, you can see I've got the little light bulb with the heart in it there. And when I push it, you can see my little light starting to flash there. This particularly looks fun if you're not under the studio lights that I've got here in my office. It's very bright right here. These lights under traditional lighting look even more amazing than what you can see here. So how fun is all of this? Now let me show you. Beyond Endless Birthday, I did have a chance to play with it in a few other places. You can see I've got a few of these Halloween cards. When we were first testing this kit, I was working on Halloween samples and I put a few of those lights here. This one's more or less hidden. You might have to make it a little more clear where it's at to your recipient if you go the hidden route. There's that one. Same thing here with my Hocus Pocus. Let's see. And I can't get it to go, of course, because I'm on video. But trust me, it's in there and it works. Probably if I push it down on the table, it'll work just fine. And let's do one more here. And you can see I've got the Press Me stamped on the ghost. So you can use more than just the small little dies in the kit to be able to show where that press here or press me or whatever button should be hidden at. And let's see if we can get him going. There he goes. So spooky greetings as well as birthday. And if you were watching our broadcast last week about our new Christmas kit, then you also saw me put together this kit here, with the Merry Christmas and the light there behind the little snowflake. So let me get that turned off. One more. There it goes. Okay, so now that is turned off. Okay, so one of the nice things about these particular lights is that they are fairly economical. I have seen light kits that are advertised in other ways, different type of lights, and they run anywhere between typically $3 to $7 per light set, so they can be kind of pricey. I've also seen too some of the light kits that are a little bit less. They are closer to more like $1.15, $1.25 per light, but they don't include the battery, and you have to buy additional things like wires or tape, copper tape, to be able to use them. And so by the time you get all of your things purchased, they typically cost at least $2 to $5, depending on your battery holder, your wires, your copper tape, whatever it is that you're buying. So I really appreciate that Wendy was able to get these down to a nice low price and make it possible to put a light up card together for not just people that you really love, but maybe some people that you maybe just like. Okay, so let's take a look at one other way you can use these lights. This is something I had a lot of fun with. I pulled out our Christmas Love Jar kit, and instead of just hiding the light behind a small portion, I hid the light behind an entire white piece of cardstock. And then I put my decorations on, and then I put the trees on, and I punched small holes throughout the whole top. And then I put a piece of vellum over the light. And now, when you push the button through the holes in the decorations, you can see the light come on. So now you get this fun light up effect that is very different than our Endless kit. So you can do all kinds of fun things with these lights. Matter of fact, let me show you one more fun tip. Let's take one of these lights right here, and I actually have an alcohol marker in blue right now. Someone asked in my little brief sneak peek what if we'd ever be coming out with different color lights. And the answer is no. But there's a reason why it's no, and it's because you don't need to have a million different colors of lights for sale, because you can take an alcohol marker and you can go ahead and take the tip of it. And oh, this one might not be dark enough. I'll have to play with it and see. Let me grab another one real fast. I thought that one would be a good color, but let's go darker. You do want it to be dark enough to make a difference. Okay, let's try that one. There we go. So here's some blue alcohol marker, and I'm just taking the little diode lights and putting that blue color right on top. And we'll let it dry for a second. But then you'll be able to see, hold it up here, can you see the blue on the actual lights? And now instead of white lights, hopefully that comes across in video okay, but I've got blue lights now, beautiful blue lights. So you can do that with any color. And so with a simple alcohol marker, you can go ahead and create any color of lights that you want. And you'll see a little bit later why we did blue. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm kind of running short on time. So let's go ahead and actually just do an example card right now. And we'll go ahead and use these blue lights in a card kit. So let me bring over my trusty little organizer here. And let's pull out some pieces. Make one of these Endless kits. This is not the birthday kit. This is the Endless Christmas kit. And it just seemed to be the right thing for the season. So birthday is great. And I actually have some December birthdays in my family. But let's go ahead and do a Christmas card. I imagine that's very much what's on most people's mind as they get ready for the holidays here. So you can see I've already pre-cut out my bases and the various, oops, don't send it flying. Here we go. And the various pieces that I need. Let me go ahead and just start with the shaker first. Endless is so easy because there's so little, there's design element, but it's not quite like some of your other cards where you might have to figure out the whole design of the card. Here, at least, you're using a great big rectangle shaker. And you've got your fun, large sentiments. So there's not a whole lot of designing that needs to happen. I was a little bit off kilter there, so let me take some scissors. I can trim that just a little bit. And no one will know except for you and me but that wasn't perfectly centered. Okay, now let's go ahead and pop that foam center out, revealing our pattern paper behind. I like to keep that foam in the center as I place the foam down, because it really helps, especially with a large shaker like this, to make sure your edges don't get pulled wider or out of shape. It keeps things nice and straight. Now you can see here I've already pulled together a little mix of toppings. I went with mostly whites and a little clear and a few silver snowflakes. These are part of our doorbuster deals, I believe, the snowflakes here. And they're fun because they're also low profile, low enough that you can actually put them in a shaker. One of our shakers is thick enough to accommodate them. So I'm going to put those in first to make sure that they don't get layered up on some of the other shaker embellishments. If you wanted to, you could even glue those down so they don't move, but I want mine to move. So let's now dump some of these other ones all inside here. They'll mix as you shake, but I'm going to kind of just make sure that they get mixed up right from the get-go. And I'm going to remove any little items that maybe ended up, let me zoom in for you, maybe ended up on our snowflakes. We don't want anything on the snowflakes. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and peel off our liner. Oh, and I forgot, we're putting a light in. Let me show you how that works. Let me move some toppings aside for that. Here's our blue light that we put in earlier. Now, most of the time when I'm putting these in, I'm going to make sure that I get that light down, and that way the button is easier to access. However, it's not that hard to push or activate the buttons if you have something on top of them and you're pushing the whole platform from this side. And when I did, for example, this, I did actually put the light in lights up because I wanted the lights to shine through all of my little holes. But here, I want the light to come out the edges of this that I cut with the new kit. And I want that light to just come out from the sides. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this particular light down just from, just with that lights down. So to do that, I'm going to use some really nice and very strong score tape. I like score tape better than, say, glue dots because I don't want, let's see, I don't want lots of elements sticking to the area where I'm adhering. Some of these shaker pieces might do that. Also, glue dots have a tendency to kind of melt as you, over time, especially if they're holding up something heavy. They kind of sag or fall. And these lights, you know, they're not very heavy, but they're heavy enough that they could cause you some grief with that. So I recommend something a little stronger. Redline tape would probably also work well. You don't need too much adhesive, just covering over the battery part or in the center if you're putting it on the other side here. But let's get that score tape stuck down to this section of the lights so that they'll stay in place. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to put that right about here so I can show you how easy it is to put this in. Okay, and let's turn that off for now. Okay, so now it's in place, not going anywhere. It's stuck down well. And now we can actually seal up all of our shaker pieces with our light inside. Zoom you back out just a little bit more so you can see well what we have here. Here is my acetate cover. Get that on straight enough. Good. Now everything is sealed inside well. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is, this is going to be my card front. I have a card base, a white card base that I'll glue this to eventually. But since I want to make sure I finish in time for you to go watch both Rebecca and Marianne's demos that are happening after mine, let's keep it simple. And I'll just glue this down quickly on here. Okay, hopefully that's straight enough. A little hard to see past the camera in my face. That looks pretty good. Good. Okay, And then here is the die cut that I used the Endless Christmas for. And we'll do the same thing with it, giving it just a little liquid glue to help hold it steady. And a couple of dots in our snowflakes, just to be sure everything stays down. Okay, we'll get that onto our card. Looks straight, I think. Okay. Love that the liquid glue gives me just a moment or two to make an adjustment if needed. Tiny bit of glue seeped out there. Let's see if I can get that out. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Now we get a chance to kind of see how we want this to come together. You can see that we have a little bit of wiggle room with this die cut. What we want to do is get our title on there and figure out where the button's at, right? The button is right here. And in fact, we'll leave the light on for a second to help us figure out where that button's at. Right about here. So I'm going to actually offset this down just a little bit. And I'm going to take one of these snowflakes and I'm going to set it right there, about where the center of that button's at, just to kind of help me keep track of where all of this is at. Okay, right about here. Actually, let's move this over just a little bit and move this over just a bit. I've got room for everything here, right? And that button is right here. You really do want whatever element you're using that's going to indicate your button placement to be right on the button. That way when people press, they really do get the light activated. If you miss it and put it a little off kilter, then the light may not turn on when they push on their button. Okay, so there we go. So that's going to be in the right spot. Let's glue that down right there. And that is all there is to adding and hiding your light. Now it's just down to making sure that we finish decorating our card. Okay. Can you see the blue color through there? Isn't that pretty now? We have our blue and it turns on so easy now. Okay, now our title. You know what, I kind of like it. Yeah, maybe up. I think we're going to go up just a little higher with this, about here. So let's go ahead and glue that down. And I've got a few other snowflakes to add really fast. Let's go right here. Wishing you a season of joy. Perfect. Okay, I've got a couple other little snowflakes in this pretty gray color. Let's go ahead with maybe 3 of them, I think. I think I might put one more right here. Well, let's see. I don't know if we'll do all 3 or if we'll just do 1 or 2. I've got some extra room over here. I can add some bling on. And let's take this one right here. If I had a little more time, I'd probably put these ones that are not right over the light up on some foam tape, just to help give them a little more dimension, to kind of match some of the dimension that's in the title, in the sentiment. But this will work. Okay, I'll do one more. Oh, I might leave it just as is and just let it kind of flow all the way across the card like this. Now let's add just a little bit of bling to the centers there. And we'll go from there, and this card will be all done. Let's see, I kind of like that softer color. Let's go with this nice, pretty soft blue. We'll add a little bling to the centers of our snowflakes. And a couple of little random ones here to fill. I think I have a moth. But a couple of little random bling here to fill up some of the space here. Maybe one more for here. One more small one. Oop, I lost it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Wishing you a season of joy and this fun hidden element underneath our card. There we go. We'll let it shake a little bit. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you have fun checking out everything in our Black Friday deals, all of our new products, as well as some of the fun doorbusters that are there. Keep in mind that with doorbusters, you're getting an amazing deal and you can use a coupon code like rewards. You cannot, however, use that on our buy one, get one sale. So keep in mind there are 2 sales. And if you do the buy one, get one, there's no additional coupon codes that can be used there. So happy shopping, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for joining me tonight.